Good morning, everyone. Hello. Welcome to Sunday Brunch. I am your host, Caitlin Bird. And if this is your first time here, welcome. So glad to have you. And here in Sunday Brunch, what we do is we go over the latest dog-related news that happened during the week, as well as the Reddits of the internet. So I'll usually pick a couple of subreddits on the website and we'll just go over, have a good time. We'll talk, we'll chat, and we'll get to know each other. This is really what Sunday Brunch is for. Grab a drink. I've got my bottled water here. I've got my bottled water here. Let me know what you're drinking today. Are you having a mimosa? Are you sticking to water? Are you drinking a Coke? What's going on? All right, so the first news that I have here with me today, let me shrink myself. I don't know what's going on with this guy over here. Okay. All right. I always like to do a little bit of a intro with service dog related things because I train service dogs and I help people train service dogs. And I have I usually have a couple of my clients on here with me as well who are doing their service dog training. So the very first news that we have here today, I'm trying to see, Davenport, Iowa. Is that Iowa? We don't get this in the news very often, so I'm assuming it's Iowa. All right, so how a diabetic alert dog could help an elderly woman. So this woman is actually doing a fundraiser to train her dog. I do get a lot of questions from people about, they don't have the funds. Excuse me, they don't have the funds to raise for a service dog, and these dogs can cost anywhere from 20, 30, 40, 50, sometimes even $60,000. So when it costs more when people than their own car. That's where people can be taken aback and their mindset ends up a little frazzled. So I would like to feature, when I see them happening, people fundraising for their own service dogs, just to show, hey, there's other people doing it. This is how they're currently doing it. And it's anything worth doing in life isn't going to be easy. Let me say that again, right? Anything worth doing in life is not going to be easy. Because if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. And that's why people don't do it, because it's not easy, right? So don't be one of those people who you need something, you really need something, right? And don't put those limits on yourself, because you are the only person standing in your way for whatever goals or dreams that you have for yourself. Whether that be for a service dog, whether that be for losing weight, or whether that be something with a business, right? Whether that's your education or a job, you're the only person in your way. Okay. So use that to empower yourself. All right. So anyways, I'll get off my high horse here for a second. Hey, Indy. Hey, Carol. Nice to see you guys. Yeah. So, okay, here we go. We've been raising money for diabetic alert dog. Let me know how the sound is. If it's bad, let me know so I can putz around to fix it.
Service dogs change the lives of those who need them. A young woman in Eldridge is currently waiting for her canine companion.
And tonight she shares her journey with us and hopes the dog will give her a new sense of freedom. TV6's Talia Fagard has the story.
Passionate, kind, determined. All words used to describe Kylan Marsingale with a desire to teach.
She continued to volunteer as a teacher helper for years. And she just, would come in as much as she could, anytime she could, have an opportunity to be in my classroom.
The 22-year-old has multiple rare genetic conditions that impact her daily life, from lipodystrophy to mitochondrial dysfunction.
I'm often tired. Some days I can't even get out of bed, or I only get out of bed to go to the bathroom and back to bed because I'm so fatigued and exhausted.
The conditions leading to a case of atypical type 2 diabetes. When her blood is too acidic and her blood sugar spike, she becomes temporarily paralyzed and unresponsive. That's why Kylan is waiting in line for a diabetic alert dog, which can give her an early detection of the attacks.
the dog being here will be able to tell us when her sugars are going high, which may be able to, if it doesn't stop her from going unresponsive, it will at least be able to she can get help before she does, because I'm not always here.
Through the good days and bad, she keeps her spirits high as she waits for the life-changing dog she's planning to name Willa.
Which means protector in German, which I thought was very fitting because she will be sort of my protector with all the diabetes and high blood sugar things going on.
And she's looking forward to getting back to the classroom.
I'm excited to be able to go back and kind of have, again, this freedom of being able to not have to worry if I'm in the classroom if something's going to happen.
Yeah, Titan is saying hi, Kelly.
Well, the family says they have $4,300 left to raise for the cost of the dog. If you're interested in donating, we have the information on our news app and website.
And that's interesting. So something that I noticed is they actually have a GoFundMe, right? So here's a little bit of an article. It talks about her lipodystrophy, glycogen storage disease, and mitochondrial dysfunction, right? And what's interesting here is at the bottom, right? The family said they have $4,300 left to raise. If you're interested in donating, you can do it through GoFundMe or PayPal, which $4,300, that's the lowest price I've ever seen for a service dog. But I was like, okay, they have a remaining $4,300, right? So maybe they've already raised $15,000 and they're, they're on their way to, do the training. And then you go to GoFundMe and no, like the goal is $4,300. I'm like, wow. You're not mentioning an organization. So I'm like, well, the cost of the dog has got to be, maybe anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 itself. So that means you're only paying $2,300 for the training. I'm wondering how they're planning to do that, right? I mean, I love that they're going all in for the here we go. The total cost of this service dog is $15,000, which includes the dog training, certification. Oh God. All needed supplies and delivery to our home in Nevada. We're Diabetic Alert Dogs of America. Oh, here we go. So this is them. Let's do some research here. Diabetic Alert Dogs of America. Yeah, I've stumbled on these guys before. Satisfaction guaranteed. Our services, fully trained and certified. What do they mean by certified? 6 to 8 month board and train for a company or a client provided dog. Our trained and certified dogs come from licensed high quality breeders across the United States. We put a lot of time and energy finding the perfect match for your personality. You are provided all necessary equipment to begin your new relationship. I think I'm seeing prong collars. Hold up. Yeah, because that dog looks super uncomfortable on the ground. He's probably been corrected quite a few times for that, for, looking and doing the wrong things. Okay, well, I don't need to see anymore. I got it. All right. Well, okay. So we now know who they're going through, and that's only the remaining. So yeah, they've already collected quite a bit of cash for what they need, which is fantastic. Because, again, so many people are so scared to do the fundraising. But, this is how you do it. This is how you do it, right? You get onto the news outlets, you start talking to business owners, you have to be gregarious, right? If you're not gregarious, it's not going to happen. All right. So the next one I have here, there's another service dog story that I saw, and it's actually about a potential. This is what's kind of being implied in the news story, right? About a potential case of fraud with service dog training. This is a very interesting article because there's so much going on that I don't really know what to think yet. It kind of has me gritting my teeth and kind of like, this doesn't, like, it could be this, but it also isn't rubbing me the right way. But like, I don't want to make excuses, right? So anyways, here it is. I'm going to show you guys. Let me know in the comments below. Also, for those of you just joining here, let me know what you're drinking. I'm drinking some water. If you're drinking a mimosa, a mimosa, if you're drinking one of those, let me know. I mean, that would be even more fantastic. Unfortunately, I can't do that because we got puppy class immediately after this. But anyways, we're going to go in. This is an interesting story.
X5. Jacob Angel
Okay,
says
hold up. It's way over here. Here we go.
of fraud.
Okay,
From
hello.
San Francisco
There we go.
tonight, where a nonprofit foundation that provides
You drink your
service
water,
dogs to
Kelly.
veterans is
Drink your
facing
water.
allegations
It's good
of
for you.
fraud.
I'll drink with you.
Some volunteers who partner with the organization to care for the dogs say they're cheated out of their money and the dogs aren't properly trained. Tonight, Dahl Lin looks into the allegations and speaks with the organization in a KPIX5 original report.
Oh, and this is in San Francisco Bay Area, just FYI.
The accusers say they've duped out of thousands of dollars. They say the founder of this nonprofit takes advantage of people's love for animals and their desire to help veterans.
What he's doing is sick and it's wrong.
She's talking about this man, Jacob Angel, founder of Beyond a Buddy Foundation.
So let me rewind this up a little bit, if I can. Are you gonna let me? This woman, hold up, right here. That woman, God, it was only half a second. Okay. But that woman was doing some puppy raising from this guy right here, the guy with the double brace on the feet. God, I don't know what happened to him. That looks terrible. Or sometimes, people do that for sympathy, but there's a reason why I'm saying that. Let me just we'll watch this. It's a really interesting kind of conflicting story here. I don't really know how to feel about it.
Talking about this man, Jacob Angel, founder of Beyond a Buddy Foundation.
You can do it.
During the pandemic, San Francisco resident Lacey K became a foster parent to a puppy through the nonprofit.
So, for example, this dog, right? This Labrador right here. I don't know where he's getting these dogs from. It says, like the Diabetic Alert Dog Association training thing. They said they got their dogs from throughout the country. I don't know how this particular person is doing it, but looking at the age of this dog and how scared he is to come up and down those stairs makes me question what kind of socialization program this puppy went through. Okay, because he looks like he's really struggling. So that makes me question how the dog got started in the first place. Just something to note.
Which claims to train and partner service dogs for veterans dealing with PTSD.
Good girl.
As collateral, she agreed to pay a refundable $2,500 deposit while the puppy was under her care.
Yeah, and that's weird too. Because if you're a volunteer, you shouldn't have to pay money. Right? You might have to maybe sign a contract and something else, but I've never personally heard of a nonprofit charging their volunteers money to watch after their puppies. Doesn't that kind of strike you as odd? Isn't that a little weird? What do you guys think? Let me know. Talk to me.
After 2 dogs she had fostered for 2 months got very little training, Kate became suspicious and questioned how they would become service dogs.
Okay, so she fostered 2 dogs for 2 months. I hope that wasn't at the same time because that's difficult for anybody, especially if you're not a professional trainer. So had the dogs for 2 months, didn't go to any puppy training classes, didn't receive any training material, it sounds like. So already, yeah, something's really weird with this.
So last week she left the program.
I don't believe they ever go through training to actually become service animals.
And okay, if she's only been with the program for 2 months, right? Do you see what I'm saying? Like everything seems really weird and fishy to me. It's just doesn't feel quite right. But like again, she's only been at the program for 2 months. Maybe, some programs when they use more aversive training, they do very little training in the first maybe even 6 months of life because they're not even going to introduce the prong collar or an e-collar until later on. Because we know they do that because it's going to psychologically mess up your dog if you introduce it super, super early. Not that it doesn't whenever you introduce those, but that's why they wait, because they know that it can cause aggression and other undesirable side effects. So anyways, yeah, kind of weird already. She was with them for 2 months. She had to put down money for the dogs that she's volunteering to raise. And it doesn't sound like she received any volunteer training herself, right? Because, like, for example, if you're volunteering for one of the big organizations, like for a guide dog, volunteers have to go through their own training for a few months. Even before, and even once they get their dog, like, they still have to give that dog to a more experienced puppy raiser who's been with the program for longer to make sure that they're following and getting through on their tracks. So it's really interesting to me to see. Again, this is kind of weird. Like, what do you guys think?
Angel wrote a check $3,050 to return her deposit and reimburse her expenses, but the organization froze the check after handing it to her.
That right there. They went to reimburse her money with a check, and then they froze the check. So anyways, we'll keep watching. It's crazy. Yeah, it's absolutely insane.
Some other foster parents have gone on social media or told me over the phone complaining of similar issues. Lack of dog training and Angel holding on to their $2,500 deposit. Angel says those allegations are false.
I am not a con artist or a scam artist. There are miscommunications.
Angel says a professional trainer trains the
Miscommunications. Okay? Miscommunications, huh? How is writing a check and then having it frozen a miscommunication? That's my question.
puppies. A recent recipient tells me over the phone the service dog she bought from Beyond a Buddy was well trained. Also, Angel says he'll refund Kate.
So another person came in and said that their dog was fine. But again, like, we don't know where he's sourcing his dogs from. Nothing. And just because a couple dogs have a good temperament and work well doesn't mean all of them do, especially when more people on social media are apparently complaining about him. So again, there's not enough answers to this. Yeah, Kelly says $2,500 deposit. I wonder how much the full price is. Yeah, because usually deposits are 10 or 20% of the main price. So add another zero onto the end, and that's probably what it is, right? It's probably $25K.
And other foster parents, once a vet checks on the conditions of the returned puppies. But this neighbor questions the well-being of Angel's puppies. He says Angel has left the puppies locked up in his car for hours at a time. This is a picture of a neighbor.
That's just stupid, right? To lock up a puppy or puppies, plural, in your car for hours, like, that's just stupid. That is incredibly arrogant. Not arrogant, neglectful. Do I leave my puppy in the car for a couple minutes, right? If I need, like, with some warmth and it's not a hot day at all, like it's winter time over here, right? It's winter time. And I know people who leave their dogs in the cars, and even in the summertime, but they have an internal air conditioner unit in that van, right? And even then, last year, unfortunately, when someone did that, I think they were in Florida, and they had it running, but the air conditioning system wasn't working for that one time. It didn't work, and the dogs, obviously, I don't remember the exact outcome of it, but it wasn't a good outcome. So even if you do have an air conditioner system, like a heavy duty, real expensive, something that's, made to make sure that your animals stay alive in your car, like you don't know if it works unless you have those protocols to make sure you check it before you leave and to make sure it's working, or maybe have a system that can alert you if it doesn't work on your phone when you're out and about, right? I mean, there's only so many steps that you can take, but it's an animal's life we're talking about, right? And to have several puppies in your car for what they say to be several hours is absolutely irresponsible. 100% irresponsible. And I can't even believe they even got the video footage of somebody watering these puppies in the car. Like, I don't see anybody in that car. I see the guy video recording it behind. Yeah. You don't do it for hours. It's totally irresponsible. Not even adult dogs. God forbid puppies that have to go to the bathroom every hour or so, right?
Feeding a puppy water through a small crack.
I have a dog. He's like my son. It breaks my heart to see whenever a dog is being neglected like that or potentially abused.
Accusers say those allegations.
Oh, and that's his car, isn't it? Hold up. The silver Kia. Hold up. Was that the car?
Hours at a time. Conditions of the returned puppies. But this neighbor questions the well-being of Angel's puppies. He says Angel has
that's that silver car.
Hours at a time.
Silver trim.
A picture of a neighbor feeding a puppy water through a small crack.
I have a dog. He's like my son. It breaks my heart to see whenever a dog is being neglected like that or potentially abused.
Accusers say
that's the car.
Angel's
Silver and silver trim.
law show a pattern of deceit. Angel admits he made a mistake when he shoplifted and got caught in Daly City in 2013. And he recently pled no contest to a check fraud case in San Mateo County.
Publicly, it looks terrible.
So another check fraud. Stole.
That's the honest truth. It's gonna look bad.
But he says he has placed service dogs in homes and helped a lot of veterans. In fact, he says San Francisco Mayor London Breed recognized his hard work by proclaiming August 2nd, 2018, Jacob Angel Day.
We're not a scam.
You see what I mean? Like, on one side, he looks really good. On the other side, he looks really bad. You see how, conflicting this is? Like, what the heck is going on here?
We're trying to make this world a little bit nicer.
But it's not just puppy foster parents accusing Angel.
This right here.
The Military Health Foundation that Angel founded and left in 2019 also accused him of embezzling more than $100,000 from the nonprofit and board.
I mean, things are just stacking up over his history, right? At this point, things are just stacking up. Hi, Karen. I wonder how many people he has actually scammed, but just cut ties and don't want to be involved in the investigation. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah, it's crook. Yeah. And hold up. Here comes more.
Members like Jason Dunn. Spencer Dayton is now the president of the Military Health Foundation, which also provides service dogs to vets. He says the veterans who paid Angel for dogs either never got one or received an untrained dog. He says after Angel got kicked out of the Military Health Foundation, Angel started the Beyond a Buddy Foundation.
It's disheartening. It makes me angry. And it hurts my soul. This is a master at his craft. And please be careful. Please be very careful with this gentleman. His words, he is a silver tongue.
Dayton and other accusers.
Doesn't that just send chills down your spine? I don't think I've ever seen a news story where someone describes a person like that. Like, you got to be careful of him. He has a silver tongue.
Have filed police reports and share the reports with us. But so far, they say the police have done nothing.
Have any charges been filed? No. Have I been contacted by law enforcement with regard to the issue that happened with my prior organization? No.
The accusers say they decided to go public so they can warn others to stay away from this nonprofit. In San Francisco, I'm Don Lynn, KPIX 5.
Jacob Angel says his organization charges veterans for the service dogs based on their incomes. He says the prices of the 4 dogs that have been sold to the recipients range from $1,800 to $4,000.
Interesting. Because I honestly haven't heard of a nonprofit charging anybody anything for service dogs, to be quite honest with you. Oh, come on. I don't want this in here. Leave me alone. Isn't that button? That's not fair. Okay. Okay, so what is it called? Angela's Puppies. Angela loves puppies. Embezzling 100,000, charging, $1,800 to $4,000 for the dogs. I mean, it sounds like he's not putting any effort into them if that's what you're selling them for. Damn. Man. It rubs me the wrong way. It makes me feel gross. I mean, and he was kicked out of his own foundation that he started, apparently. Like, that speaks volumes. I wonder how this is going to go down the road, because it's so not okay. Beyond a Buddy. Is that still a thing? I want to check it out. Hold up. Is this it? That's the same photo. That's it. We need your support. Donate. How do you donate and also charge your veterans? Apply, become a puppy parent. And how do you charge your puppy volunteers to volunteer? It's just weird. It's really weird. Our puppies, what we do, take action, founding member, become a donor. Our puppies? A full 1.5 years of training. Roughly 2,400 hours. Some will not make it. There are a variety of factors. Graduated and placed. 3 dogs in total. Adopted out. Guess the ones that didn't make it so far. And other ones that are in. It's just weird. Okay, so let's do the math, right? If they have 3, 6, 9, 12 puppies so far, people paid $2,500 per head, right? So 12, I'm not good at math. Hold up, 12 by 2,400. They just made $30,000 from the volunteer puppy raisers. Like, need I say more? It's so weird. It's just so weird. Okay. All right. Well, I'm sure there's still going to be more stories after this one. If he gets any federal money, it's a big, big crime. Yeah. I didn't see any 501c3 or anything underneath here. Maybe he just calls himself a nonprofit? Isn't that illegal too, though? I don't know. So he has a business where he has everyone else do the dirty work as he sits back and does nothing. That way, if something goes wrong with the dog, he's not at fault. It's the volunteer's fault. Looks like he got away with it for a while, too. Possibly, right? I mean, it's hard to know exactly because, again, like the volunteers don't do anything. They don't receive any training, it seems like. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. That's all I got to say. Okay, so birds have something to say. One more story. This one looked interesting to me. It says President-elect Joe Biden's dog Major has been honored with his own inauguration. Birds. Seriously. They were quiet for so long. And what do you know? Emily's last name is Bird. Hey, awesome. Anyways, so have you guys seen this in the news at all? I saw this somewhere. I think I was listening to it on television when Scott had his the TV on. Anyways, I didn't really pay much attention to it, so I figured, hey, why not watch it now? But yeah, what do you guys think? Previous story. You know what? We need to talk about that. What do you guys think before we jump into this? What do you guys think of the previous story, right? Karen, you told us. Indy, yeah, the federal money thing. Like, I don't know. It's just weird. It's real weird. I know there's more of you guys here with us. Why don't you let us know? What do you guys think? And you know what? I think what I need to do, I need to check out Facebook real quick. Make sure I'm getting everyone's comments because I'm posting to two places, right? I'm posting on my personal Facebook page, which usually the comments come through on, but I'm not always sure they come through Service Dog Prep, and that's where I'm streaming to. Okay, so Karen, yeah, so Karen's comments are coming through. She's on Service Dog Prep. Okay, so we should be good. All right.
Rescue pets living in the White House in the past, but one of the Biden's dogs, is actually going to be the very first shelter pet to live in the White House. Local rescues are really excited about this and hope it brings new adopters around with a fresh perspective. That's today's Project Pet.
Yeah, Kelly, I know there are, but I'm not. I have no idea what those are. So, like, how would that play a role in the current story? Because I don't know, like, the details of why you would want one registered nonprofit over another. I'm not well versed in that.
You may have heard something big is happening this weekend. An inauguration of the Biden family's newest member, Major. There are a lot of positive things about this event that rescues will be celebrating.
I'm a German Shepherd fan. I love them, and so I was thrilled on that front. But on the next front, I was even more excited that we have what many people deem an aggressive breed in the White House as a companion.
Labeling animals aggressive based on nature.
Yeah, so this is a good point that they bring up. Because there's a lot of, like, if you're applying to certain housing and you have something like a German Shepherd or a Pit Bull or a Mastiff or whatever, there's a lot of insurances that will not cover specific breeds. Simply because they label them as aggressive. So, I mean, that is a good point that they bring up. I mean, it's a rescue dog, but it's also a rescue German Shepherd that he's bringing in. So, I don't know. I think it's about time to get a dog back in the White House, right? Because I don't think Trump had any animals. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think he had any in the White House. And that was like the first time in a long time that didn't happen.
Nurture is a hot topic with the rescue community.
He's not there to be a service dog or a protection dog. He's literally there to be a companion.
The benefits of human-animal companionship is something most of us can relate to.
I think it gives us the opportunity to really kind of get back to nature, to de-stress them, to have some entertainment that animals naturally bring.
It's not just the happiness between the pet and the owner either. Lauren has firsthand experience seeing the reaction visitors had to seeing the first dog after working at the White House herself.
The visitor line to come tour the White House stopped, and Barney gets to run across the hallway and go outside and go play and have a grand time. And people literally just sort of paused and went, "Ah, it's Barney!" as he went running across the place.
Barney, on the other hand, never seemed to think this was a big deal. Every place was home and he was with his family.
The dogs are happy wherever they are, whether that's on the plane, whether that is at the White House, whether that's at Camp David, whether that's wherever. The dog's just happy to be there with their person.
And family isn't about where you come from, but where your heart is.
My hope, in all honesty, is that it will give people the opportunity to stop and pause for a moment and really think about where they should look for their pet, for their next best friend, for their next family member, and consider the full spectrum of the opportunities.
Well, the Biden's dog Major was adopted from the Delaware Humane Association back in 2018. And that is the organization hosting the inauguration this Sunday at 3 p.m. You can join.
Oh, that's happening in a couple hours.
Via Zoom. And,
is that right?
it's
January
$10.
15th?
All the
Yeah.
proceeds go to
Aw.
help out the animals right there at that shelter.
Where can you see
We have
that?
a link for that on our website. That's under the Project Pet section. We also have a link where you can see all the other animals.
Oh, cute.
Everything from birds to ponies to even a crocodile.
Okay.
That's also on.
So, Delaware Humane Association and Pumpkin Pet Insurance invites you and your pup to the world's largest virtual party for dogs in honor of Major Biden's inauguration. Join us to celebrate the first ever shelter pup to become first dog and raise funds to help more DHA shelter animals like Major live the American dream. To claim your spot, simply donate $10 or more to DHA today. Oh, that's cute. So it's a one-time donation. I'm sure if you wanted to do like $2, you could put $2 there too. And that's happening 3 o'clock today, but I don't know. Wilmington, 302 Wilmington. So that's probably, I mean, that's going to be in an hour or two, right? Hold up. North, south, east, west. And they, I think, wait, hold up. I don't want to say anything because we'll look stupid if I do. Delaware Humane, where is that? Wilmington, I forget where we said they were at. Oh, like Delaware? Wilmington, Delaware? Is that it? Hold up. Wilmington, Delaware. So that would be Eastern Standard, right? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So it'd be 3 o'clock. So 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. Wow, that's like 5 hours from now. Anyways, you got some time if you want to attend the online Zoom event. All right. Karen says, I'm currently looking for a dog, but I have a 3-year-old and a new baby on the way. Seems like all the shelters around me won't adopt to families with little kids. Well, and that oftentimes is for safety, Karen. But that is a good point that you make, because it's a lot to manage and balance, right? So if you're getting a dog, a lot of dogs already might have some fear issues with small children because other parents who tried raising the dog with kids didn't manage their interactions together correctly or left them alone together. And, dogs typically, if you're not careful with how you raise your children and your dogs together. Hey, mister, you want to come up here? You want to make an appearance? Yeah? Thank you so much. Bad things happen. And the reason is because, they want to make sure that you and your kids are safe, right? I would not, if you have a baby on the way, I would not by any means have a baby and a puppy at the same time. Hands down, terrible idea, especially if you are, if you're working and you have kids, and you're not if you're not like an animal professional, it's going to be, even for an animal professional, it's going to be very hard to do, even if you were at home full time with these kids and animals. Most people can't do it to a successful and high degree of accuracy and confidence, because bad things happen. And when I say bad things happen, I mean that kids get bit in the face. That is a serious consequence of having too much on your plate with dogs and kids. And I say this very seriously because I am subscribed to news alerts for dog attacks. And hands down, the majority of people that get attacked by dogs are small children and it's in the face. Why? Because kids don't have personal space with dogs. They love them. They want to hug on them. They want to play with them. And the dog's just like, go away, get off. I don't want this. They're showing very subtle signs that again, adults don't pick up on. Kids don't pick up on that. And the dogs are saying, I don't want to be here. And these dogs are very patient because this might have been happening for the dog for months before anything bad happens. So that's probably why they don't adopt out to anybody with little kids, because too many parents are too lax and don't monitor their kids and their dogs and to make sure that everybody's comfortable. Because the number one dog attacks that happen year in and year out in the US is kids getting bitten in the face by dogs. And that's the reality of it, right? So that's just how it is. Andy says, I was bit by my grandparents' German Shepherd when I was 9 months. To a certain extent, you are still wary about dogs. Yeah. And I mean, it happens. It happens, right? Dave says, the foster I volunteer will adopt to families, but normally they work it as a foster to adopt. And some of their regular fosters have kids and are well versed in introducing dogs to children and vice versa. Yeah, so it sounds like they take some extra steps to make that as successful as they can have it. Maybe the shelters you've been going to just don't have the resources to do that kind of thing, which is why they don't have that. They have that policy, right? So yeah, that's really why. That's really why. Okay, so we've got another 10-15 minutes before we have to wrap this up. So we definitely want to get into Reddit. Now, for those of you guys, if this is your first time here, I want to remind you, Reddit is a place for people all over the internet to congregate and chat. It is a giant chat board. And because of that, there's some not safe for work topics. There's some language that might be used, and you never know what you're going to find on Reddit. That's part of the fun of why we go to Reddit. So with that being said, if you're in a room with kids, put them away or put your headphones on or go to a different room so you can enjoy this. First and final warning. Here we go. We have 3 subreddits today. We have subreddit funny. We have subreddit aw. And we have subreddit, one of my favorites, interesting as fuck. I did warn you. All right. I don't think we've gone over, I want to start with funny because I don't think we've gone over this one in a while. So I feel like we all need a little bit more ha-has in our life. So let's go. What do we got here? Meanwhile, in Germany, senseless police brutality against innocent children. It's supposed to be funny. Ah! Oh, that's cute. Love that. Turn on the lights and just join in. That's cute. 2 teams in Turkey played through the snow today. One team wore white. Oh, God. Can you see them? Hold up. Can you guys see this? Sure thing, Kelly. I hope you have a good one. Practice your calm onto the beds. Keep Priya in a settle. Don't let her go say hi. Practice, practice, practice. Yeah, I think I see one here. There's a head. I think I see one here. There's another head. I think I see one here, and one here. Oh, and one here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then on the other team, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess that's the ref. We might be missing one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I only see 6. If you guys see the other anybody else, let me know, because it's like a Where's Waldo. I love this. That's so freaking fantastic. That's awesome. My little sister and her friend with their homemade movie theaters. Oh, I've seen this. Looks like they've got their iPads on the boxes that they cut a hole, and they just, there it is. I'm sure they're streaming together, watching a movie. The only problem is, you know, you can't like have your popcorn and your drink as you're watching. Like that's, if you're in your bed, then who cares, right? Because have you guys had like your phone and you're in bed and you're like watching a YouTube video or something, and you're up here like this, and you're like, geez, you know, my arm's getting tired. You kind of switch, and then that arm gets tired, and you kind of use both hands, right? Do you know what I mean? I mean, that does solve the issue if you're in bed. Just grab an Amazon box, cut out that hole, and you can even use it for a phone. You get that theater experience without the arms having to be held up. What do you think, Titan? What do you think? Oh, my goodness. That's cute. Peace was never an option. No, you don't, Dave. Oh, that's cute. Oh, I love that. Oh, my God. That's Slide. That's everything. He's upside down, and he goes, poof. Oh, you have a TV in your bedroom. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah. See, and that's the thing. It's weird because I don't like having a TV in the bedroom, but I'll watch on my phone anyway. It's like, I don't know. It's weird, right? Those things kind of contradict each other. The upending Pixar doesn't want you to see. Okay. I don't remember how upended. Does anybody remember how upended? And what game is this? I don't even know. That's pretty funny though. Okay. Does anybody remember? Has anybody seen Up? Dave, have you seen Up? Karen, I'm sure you've seen Up. You've got kids, right? I saw it when it came out in theaters, and then I that's it. Like I have no idea how it ended. How did it end? Aww. I don't know if that's funny. I think that's kind of cute. You got dog dad driving and the puppy in the front seat. You see these two drive past you. What do? Jump in the car and hit the brake? Dogs can't drive like that. Yeah, Dave, a long time ago. I don't remember either. The world is in a sad state of affairs when MacGyver can't fix his car. No! Oh, that's hysterical. I guess he left his rubber bands at home, huh? Oh my God. Oh my God. Together forever. Gladys is finally with her husband, Ed, in heaven. I'm here. We can be together forever. We said till death did us part. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I love the duct tape at home, 100%. That's funny. And then she just runs off. Yeah. And he's like at a bar with another chick. She's got her martini and he's got his beer. He's like clearly on a date with somebody. And then she just pops up into heaven. Oh, that's fantastic. I love that. You looking good, bro. Nobody. Ottoman Sultans. Yeah, this belongs in history memes for sure. Just draw on your thumb with a little pen. Put that what is it called? The clementine. Put that peeled clementine on your thumb. You got a man from the Ottoman Empire, man. That's fantastic. Woke up and discovered my wife moved our coat stand yesterday. Yeah, that is creepy. I don't know if that's funny. That's super creepy. If you, no. Like if you would wake up to that, like, scary. Turban? I don't think that's a turban. Turbans are smaller. Hold up. Ottoman Empire Sultan. It might be a specific kind of turban, maybe? Like, maybe it's just a big turban? I don't know. We're all members on the world over. Did they wear turbans? Okay, it says they're wearing a turban. If you look at an image before the 19th century, but during the 19th century, they would most likely be wearing a fez. For centuries, clothing in the Ottoman Empire were used as a key means of showing your identity. Yeah, so if you guys don't know what a fez is, da-ding, right? That's a fez. Interesting. I guess it's just a big turban. Why did the Ottomans wear a turban? Total War Center. .net. Whoa. Was it religious, cultural practice, fashion? Were they really as big as they are depicted? The Ottomans had a thing for seriously huge turbans. Fashion, basically, something of a world record in that field, too. Can't be sure if I remember this right, but wasn't there some Ottoman envoy who refused to remove his turban in front of Vlad the Impaler, so Vlad nailed it to his head? Did the guy not remove it because of a special cultural attachment or just try to insult Vlad? No idea. Though I've also heard of a Russian czar who probably wasn't even Ivan the Terrible doing something similar to a Western diplomat who didn't respectfully take off his hat fast enough or something along those lines. Headgear etiquette was serious business in those days. Yeah. Interesting. Victorian baby rocker. I'm still laughing about all the yeeting. Oh my Lord, kids with yeets. It's a foot-powered rocker, I think, isn't it? It looks like it would be. Huh. Oh, Jesus.
If you're still struggling with consent, just imagine instead of initiating sex, you're making...
Even Mr. Pringles cannot escape balding. New look, same crunch. What was wrong with the original Pringles guy? Like, why you gotta simplify it to just a round circle? Like, all right, Bert's going crazy. Hee hee. Just bought Michael Jackson's old stove. Hee hee. That one's good. That's definitely a dad joke right there. That is definitely a dad joke. Hee hee. I love it. Okay, so if you guys are interested in perusing Reddit, I strongly suggest that you do. If you've never been on it before, it's pretty fun. We've got the ASA Reddit, also interesting AF, which I love. And we're going to call it a wrap. We've got to get going and ready for puppy classes today. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Make myself a little bigger here. Thank you so much for joining us. We had some fun today. So glad you could come. We will see you next week for the next Sunday brunch. It is Sunday every day at 10 a.m. unless, something happens. Like if we don't have class next week, I'll make it at 11 a.m. So stay tuned. We'll see how everything's going. And I'll see you next week. Thank you guys so much. Have a great one. Bye.